Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Time for my weekly What Sold video. We have 14 items on eBay and one over on Mercari. We haven't had one over there in a little while. And then you guys, I have one this weekend that will blow your mind. I mean, if you watched my last video, you could probably guess what it is, but it is the biggest sale I have ever had in all of my eBay time. So you won't want to miss it. That'll, of course, be at the end because I always go from smallest to the biggest. But, all right, let's go into 14 items. All right, so 14 items on eBay, one over on Mercari, and then one that was in person. So let's go over the eBay ones first. And just over $1,000. So $1,031 is the total they're telling me, but that's going to include taxes and shipping and all that stuff. So I don't get to keep all of that. You'll get the breakdown at the very end of what my actual profits are. So until then, first thing is going to be this Harley-Davidson shirt. But what makes it really cool is this Liberty on the back. So this one is extra large. It's just an extra large. Yeah, extra large men's. I do not do clothing. That's not my jam. You can tell this is a very old picture. I think this was a yard sale where I got a bunch of stuff for like $1. Really, really cheap. And I mean, it's Harley. So if I am going to do clothing, it's going to be men's. And it's going to be stuff that's kind of a no-brainer. Like, people still love Harley. That's one that will never expire. People still love it. And it's got the American flag on the back. So that one sold for a whopping $10. Super small, but that's all right. $10 plus shipping, and it's just going to go into a poly bag. All right, then we've got these little safety alarms. So these go to a propane tank, RV propane gas detector. These were bins finds, my Amazon liquidation style bins, and I got a bunch of them on $5 day. I think I got 4 of them on $5 day. Then I went back on $3 day and found 3 more. So I'll start with the $5 one. So cost of goods, $5. And once I get through those 4, then I'll say that they were 3. Or I can do some weird girl math and take the total and divide it. So then it's what, $4 a piece? I don't know. I'm just going to say 5 because I like easy. And it sold for $30. So these are wonderful little cash cows because it was one-time listing and it's going to continue to keep selling. The other one that sold right after, or that's going to be right after in my list, is another multi-quantity listing. Every week I have one of these. I am sad because I think I still have 12 available. Woohoo! All right. These were $5 a piece, you guys. I'll have to double check my count because I know I sold a couple over on Mercari. So I may not have a full 12 left, but I'll give them a count now that we're getting down to the bottom. I started with, I think, 19 of them, and they're selling for $30 a piece. So minus the shipping, minus the $5 I paid, so maybe minus 10. We're still making like at least after fees $15 a piece. But I've already done the work. It's already listed, and these are the easiest things to ship in all the land. Like, it's literally plop it in a bag. So I'll do that for $15 each week. And I'm selling like 2 to 3 a week right now. I didn't know how fast they were going to sell because this is kind of a fancy, I was holding it upside down. It's a fancy car seat, and it's one of the car seats that are also like a stroller. So they're expensive. That's like a $500 car seat. So not very popular in the world, but apparently enough people have them that they want the storage bag to go with it. And I've got it. All right. So let's see. Where are we? Wow, that's 3 in a row of multi-quantity listings. So of all the tips in this whole video, that will be my jam. Get your multi-quantity listing. If you are buying something that you can find multiple of them, the work gets done one time and you continue to get paid. That is like chef's kiss. The best part of reselling is when you can do that. It's not often. I mean, there's times that I'll go weeks without finding something that's a multi-quantity, but when I find them, it's like, yes. And then there's times that they don't end up they don't end up for the best. Like, I'm looking at these light bulbs right behind, well, behind you, technically. And it was the same day that I bought those car seat bags. So it was a pack of 3 of them for $5. There were some that were sold. So I'm like, okay, I still have to do your research, make sure they're hot items. They were selling, but dead crickets. I've got, I think I only got like 4 or 5 of those. I didn't get as many as I did of the bags. I had a lot more. I think I had like 20 in my box, in my cart as we were shopping that day. And I'm like, nah, maybe not. I'll just get a few of them. And if they sell, great. At least make it worth it with a multi-quantity that you do the work, of course, and make it worth it that it's going to eventually sell, that I'm not going to store it for a year. And apparently that was the one I'm going to store for a year. All these other multi-quantities are selling fast. So this guy was, this is Dollar Day. These were on Dollar Day. They are Roomba filters and brush doohickeys and swirly things. It's a Roomba set. Okay, so if you got a Roomba, this is what you need. I've got one more left after this, and it sold for $30. Yep, $30. All right, we've got one lonely golf club, and it is going to be a Ping G5. I mean, golf clubs are a no-brainer, especially when they're top brands. And if you go into my description, if you haven't already, grab my free BOLO list. Brands to be on the lookout. And I do list out top golf clubs to watch for. Your Ping, your TaylorMade, your Nike. I'm sure there's other in there. But grab that list if you are interested in learning some more golf club brands, as well as other brands that I'm always looking for. So this guy here, I paid $3 either at a yard sale, an estate sale. I don't remember because it's an oldie. I've had this picture. You can tell how old it is. So wherever I bought it, it was $3 because I did put it in my spreadsheet. So it sold for $32. Not amazing, but luckily I do keep boxes to ship these. And also in the description, you'll see a link to like my Amazon store where you can see all the items I use, and those boxes are in there. They're 40 something inches by 6 by 6. I think they're 48 by 6 by 6, and these fit perfectly. And occasionally when I have the bigger top, like for a driver or something bigger, driver, wood, hybrid. Well, this one's a hybrid. So pretty much the wood and the driver, I have to cut the top and kind of frankenbox around it. So it's all square, and then it has a big square on top. But that's right. They still sell. It doesn't have to, like, you could tell looking at it, it's a golf club. But these little guys, as well as just like your normal wedges, they fit in that bag perfectly. All right, box perfectly. Okay, then we've got a multi-quantity listing. That's going to be my theme today. I'm looking at the one after this. It's another multi. Oh, this is funny. It's just funny to see the trend as I'm recording. Like, oh, that's the theme today. Okay, so this one, I only had 2 of them, but that's all right. It was on, what day did I get you? Go to the right part of your spreadsheet, Jennifer. All right, it is a BMW natural air car refresher. And they were $3 day. I was hoping to find some more on dollar, but I think I got all of them. So $3, and it sold for $35. Yes, it's free shipping, but you guys, again, it's just going into a poly mailer. So it's going to be super cheap, and it's light, like an ounce. This thing is like cardboard. There's nothing to that. All right, then, oh, the other one we ended up not finding, so I'm going to have to dig some more. But it is a multi-quantity. It was one of this hair fiber hair stuff that was 12 of them. Yeah, I think there was 12 of them in this box. $15 day, so that was on a Friday. And I split them up into sets of 3. I finally sold my first one, but it's been probably at least 3 to 6 months that I've had these. So not a fast seller, but eventually once things start selling, I notice that kind of triggers all of them to start selling. That's why like those Roombas are going fast right now. The Dunas are going fast. Like I see I'm probably selling another 2 or 3 of these this week now that they're starting to go. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's inside eBay that they're like, oh, you sold one? Okay, let's sell the rest of them for you. I don't know. Or it just got popular and now it's selling. So these hair fibers, I don't know. It's some kind of hair stuff. And it sold for $42 for a 3-pack. I just gotta find it. Because I know it's in a box. Like, I didn't put it in a store. Like, I've got my boxes labeled, so I know if it's in box A, box B, box C. This didn't say that. So it's going to be a loose tucked into a hole or stacked on the floor. Oh, you guys, it is such a mess behind that camera. That's why, like, I always look over because I am staring at this disaster. I need to go through and clear out all my old inventory, stuff that hasn't sold, stuff that may not be listed anymore. Like, I know I've said this for the last probably 3 months, that this is on my to-do list, and it keeps getting kicked because I don't want to do it. That's why. I don't want to do it. I'd rather do things that are making me money, not organizing. I don't know. I need to probably hire somebody. Is that a thing? Okay, we've got alarms. I don't know why I listed these weird. That's why it's sitting here for so long. I've had these. Oh, here's a fun fact. Inside eBay now, when you get an offer, it tells you how many days it's been listed. Genius. Genius. Because then I'm going in, it says, okay, you got an offer of like 50% off the item, but oh, it's been listed for 765 days. So what does that do? That says, Jennifer, take the darn offer. Yeah, that's what that says. Because you've had it for 2 years, take the offer. Because now it's getting to the point of, don't take this offer and you're going to donate it. So I'm loving that eBay started doing that. And some stuff will say, I mean, it says any of it. So if it's like a 0 day and they send a low ball, then no, I'm denying it. But if it's a reasonable, like 10 to 15%, and I've had it for 2 to 3 months, then yes, I'm going to take it. If it's a 50% or more, it's got to be an old item, but then I know that to take that offer. I don't know. That was a high five to eBay for doing that. Let me know if you notice that it's doing it on your side too, because I think that's going to be huge for the business. So these guys, again, I don't know why it's listed like this. It does not say the brand on here. These are that X Sense, and I've sold them before. So that's why I don't know why this one says, it doesn't say X Sense. I don't know. It just says wireless smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Okay, either way, I had them for 700 and something days. Get them the heck out of here. I took an offer. It was probably, I think it was in my spreadsheet, but I have a few of these listed. So I'm going to go with the $8 that I found in my sheet, and it sold for $40. But again, it's because it needs to get out of here. It was 700 and something items or days that it's been listed. It needs to get out of here. Okay, another one that fit that category. You can see in these pictures, because if it's the new pictures with the wooden looking background, that's my new setup that I've had for probably 2.5 years. So if it's a white background, it's over that long. So that's how I'm knowing, because it's either I see the picture or it says you've had this listed for 700 and something days, take the offer. Okay, so these are some Nike shoes. They took forever to sell because shipping was ridiculous. That was a me problem. I don't know what I put in. If I screwed it up. Like, that's why they didn't sell for full price, is because it's saying it's like $40 to ship these. These are not $40 to ship. Even if you live over in New York City, it's not going to cost me $40 to ship these shoes. So it's, yeah, that was why it didn't sell. And I don't see that usually until after it sells. And I'm like, oh, this poor guy, they overpaid. But they ended up still getting the shoes for a good price. So it ended up selling for $35 plus shipping. So it's saying the total is $85. Old me could have gone in and been like, oh, I'm going to give you a refund. You overpaid on your shipping. No, this dude just got really good shoes. Nike LeBron fancy shoes in really good condition for $35. Like, he was happy to pay the $80. And that's what it comes down to. You don't have to do a partial refund just to make you happy. If they're happy, they bought the item. If they're not happy, they wouldn't have bought the item, right? So occasionally, it's rare, but occasionally someone will message and say, oh, it's saying this much in shipping. If you can get it for less, will you refund? Then yes, absolutely. High five. Thanks for asking. I will gladly do it. But when it's 99% of my other orders, they don't complain about the shipping. I'm not going to refund the shipping. I don't know. You can come at me in the comments, but if they don't ask, don't create your own problem. It's not a problem to them. Don't make it your own problem. Okay, so these are some really good looking Nike shoes. And again, they didn't sell because shipping was ridiculous. It went 30% off, and I think I took an offer, possibly, but $35. And I paid an unknown amount. It's so old, it's not in my spreadsheet. So I'm going to say $5. It was probably a church find or a garage sale. I mean, they're Nikes. And like I said, they were clean. Like, yeah, there's a little dirt, but you can tell that they are not worn. They're not destroyed. They're in good shape. Okay. Oh, enough talking about stinky shoes. Okay, this next one. Are we getting juicy? Okay, we're starting to get juicy. All right. This one's kind of a big one. It's an Aero trainer. It's a giant peanut that you sit on for workouts. I've sold these before. That's why I grabbed it. When I put it up on my shelf at the tippy top, we put a sticky note. So I know when it's laying like this, you don't know what's in this box. So you need to have a sticker on it. Yeah. Pro tip right there. All right, so I'm saying, I paid $8 for this. I think it was at an estate sale. And it definitely wasn't at the bins. So $8, and it sold for $52 plus shipping. It's shipping in that box, 100%. There is no reason that I need to box in a box of something that is made of plastic. Like, it's not even plastic. It's, you inflate it and then sit on it. So it's like a pool noodle, but not for the pool. Okay, so it sold for $52 plus shipping. All right, you guys. Then next one, I need to clean. Ugh. Yes, you guys, these were from my bin store. $15. They used to be a lot more. So when I was buying mine, I paid a lot more for them. But then they got so many of them that they're going down to more regular pricing. And I was getting these ones for $15. It's the Wok, and it's in really good shape. Back when they were first dropping these, any of them I was grabbing. So I have a pile of dirty, icky ones with no lids. I know, mistake. That was my mistake. So I'm like, oh, they're only 15. Well, I was getting them for 40 to 50. So I'll take 15, put in the time to clean them, and they'll still sell. Jennifer, not stay in your lane. You are not a product cleaner. No, I buy my stuff because I can list it. I don't buy my stuff to go and scrub it in a dishwasher. And no, don't. I'm not desperate. So that's an oops. But that's all right. That's all right. I'm just going to keep staring at them as I know I need to do something with them. Like, I think one of them I may end up cleaning and keeping because one of my, why am I still holding this? All right. So it's sold for $73. Again, I took an offer, but they're paying for shipping. So $73 plus shipping. I paid $15. Let's get it out of here. I still have a lot of these little pans, the good ones with lids on them. So yeah, my smaller one that we use for eggs, it's sticking so bad. And these pans are like notorious for not being sticky. And we've done like the, what is it called when you like season it? Yeah. When you season it, it's supposed to make it non-stick again. It's still sticking. That's probably why I was at the bins in the first place. So I've got one at the bottom of that pile. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to season it and see if it cooks my eggs better. Because I don't want to keep scraping off eggs at the bottom of my frying pan. Nope. Who's got time for that? Nope. Okay, you guys. Now we're finally getting into the 3-digit items. So we've got 3 of them in the 3 digits. Okay. So the first one. This one was an estate sale find. And I know this brand because of my bins. It is a Work Sharp nail sharpener, or a tool sharpener, knife and tool sharpener, and it is the Ken Onion edition. I don't know who the heck Ken Onion is, but apparently he's fancy. So I paid up on it, but I knew it was going to sell. So Onion, I paid $30 at this sale, and it sold for $125. Yes, please. I think this was one of the church run sales. No, I don't remember. It was recent. Like, it was only 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, before I started refilming there. I'm trying to learn about filming again out at these sales. I took that long summer break while sales were not at a peak. And then I filmed my first one on Friday. So, or released it Friday, filmed it Thursday. If you guys didn't watch it, go back into my videos. I take you with me on Thursday to my sales. Like, we're starting to pick up now. And when I've got a list of 5+, you know there's going to be more pop-ups out there. So we're getting to the peak of my sourcing season when the snowbirds come back. October and November are my best seasons. And we're at the end of September, so it's coming. I'm starting to see our population growing, so some of them are coming back. But usually it's around October that they start coming back. And that's when the sales pick up. That's when the churches start running them again, because 90% of their estate sales are run by the volunteers that are here as snowbirds. So we need that. And that's when those will start up. But those are usually in October. Community sales. I got to actually hit my first community sale of the season this weekend. It was no bueno, but that's all right. It was fun just to get back to a community sale. Okay. Hold on. Coffee. I know, Jennifer, you don't need more coffee. Okay, we've got... Did I go... Oh, that was the McCurry. Ooh, sorry, spoiler. Here you are. Okay, the next one is another doozy, and it's just a little baby. Little peanut right here. And this was $8 a day at my bins. And it was originally listed like $200, and it should have gone for $200, but people are just being picky butts right now. So it's not selling. I'm going to go ahead and take an offer. I've had it for probably at least 3 months. I don't remember what it said in the app, but it's been a while that it's listed. It's a brand new hard drive thing, but it's brand new. So it's still sealed up top, and it's still sealed on the bottom. So this is brand spanking new, but I took an offer, $155. I paid $8. It's going to go into a poly mailer. Like, it's a tiny little piece. It's already packaged inside the plastic, or inside the paper, probably in plastic. I don't need to go and bubble wrap it. So it's going to go into a padded poly, and $150 for this tiny little thing. Love it. All right. Then the next one that, again, I kind of paid up on it, but always do your research. It's okay to pay up on something when you know it's going to sell for that much more. That's kind of how you scale your business. Spend $30 on something to make $100 rather than spending $2 to make $20. Does that make sense? I don't know. It made sense in my head. Like, the smalls are great. Those are fun little bread and butters, but you're doing the amount of work the same. So up your profits, up your margins, and take some risks. So that's kind of what it comes down to. All right, this guy was at my local thrift store that I hit daily, but I don't always find everything every day. That's okay. So this was $30, but it was on sale that day. What? Or no, I had a coupon. I'm like, that took off a weird amount. So it was $30, and then I had a 10% off coupon. They opened a new boutique inside the store. It just means that it was like brand new items, and some of the stuff in the boutique is still a good deal. But some of it isn't, and that's fine. They'll put shoes, they put clothes, they put purses. That's kind of their boutique. It's more like what's the right word for that? Yeah, it's just like the clothing kind of stuff. But because they released it, they gave everyone a 10% off coupon to use anywhere in the store of an item over, I think it was over $20. Because they didn't want to take the percentage off of small stuff, which 90% of their store is small stuff. So anyways, $30, 10% off, made it $27. And it is the world's funniest looking helmet. It's a helmet. Okay. Look at this thing. Oh, it is the weirdest looking helmet. So maybe it makes you go fast because it's like aerodynamic. Pew. It's brand new. It's just a weird looking hat. I guess these are the guys okay, don't come up with a name right now, Jennifer. But of the super fast bikers that go down the mountains like head first, he's wearing this. It is so light. And I know that's why they're expensive. It's because it's a light helmet. When you're wearing like a biking helmet for a motorcycle, those are heavy because they're full of all the padding and you don't have to go fast. Like, that's not what they're made for. Safety. These ones are made to go fast and keep you safe. So they're expensive. Yeah, they're expensive. All right, computer, why are you asking for my identity? Go away. Okay, stop it. Okay, so it is called a Spiuk. S-P-I-U-K. Spiuk. Spiuk. Okay, it's a helmet. Brand new, like I said, in the box with this little manual. And it sold for $149 plus shipping. Yes, $150 plus shipping. I'm definitely boxing them in a box. But I'm trying to decide if I need to add a little bit more padding in there. Just throw some bubbles to make sure that it doesn't flop around. All right, don't put it there, Jennifer. Okay, then the last one is going to go to my Macari sale. And this one was given to us by a family member back when I had my accident in January to help pay for medical bills. He cleared out a lot of his office stuff, and this was one of those items. So DJI is the top brand in audiophile type stuff. Like any of the, like your GoPro. Like DJI is the microphone that I use on my GoPro. They make the holders. They make the what is it called? You hold the stick and it moves depending how you're moving. So it always keeps it level when you're filming on your GoPro. It's got a fancy name. I can't think of it. But this is not it. So this one is just a holder for your phone. It's not worth very much. You would think this is an expensive mount. It is not. So it sold for $20. But I got it for free. So there's no complaints. Yeah, it's an Osmo mobile tripod holder stick. Maybe it does that little twisty thing, and it's just the early version of it. What is that even called? I don't remember. There's a name for it. Brain. Okay, well, you guys, that wraps. Oh, no, it doesn't. I almost forgot the grand finale. Okay, that got me excited. I spit all over myself. You guys, I met up this weekend up in Tucson for those Pokemon cards. Okay, so if you watched my video on Thursday, nope, you watched it Friday, I filmed it Thursday, at the estate sale, I found 6 Pokemon cards, okay, 6 of them. They were brand new, 1999, first generation Pokemon cards with their cardboard thing on the back, and then the cards go in the front. They were way fancier than I even thought about at the sale. I knew because, okay, they're brand new and sealed. When I saw on the ad of the sale that they had Pokemon cards, usually they're just loose. And it's like, no, I don't need the loose cards. I know nothing about the loose cards. I could be looking at $1 million card and wouldn't know it. So not my lane. Save that for someone who knows them. But brand new sealed Pokemon, yes, please. That's a no-brainer. So they were a bag of them for $200. It made it $30 a pack. I was looking them up for probably way too long at the sale, but I wanted to make sure, I mean, it's $200. So am I gonna make my money back? Am I gonna double my money? Like, how much margin are we really talking here? Because I'm not gonna spend $200 to make $100. No, I'll spend $200 to make $200. Sure. I'll spend $200 to make $1,000. Yes. And I'll spend $200 to make the biggest sale of my lifetime. Meeting in person, even better, because then you don't have to worry about scammers that are out there, because Pokemon scammers, I'm sorry, you can come at me, are some of like the worst ones. And I say that because I see the cards at the bins and they're always open, but they're really sneaky of how they reseal them. And I get bamboozled more times than I'd like to admit, because they seal them again after they were opened and the naked eye wouldn't see it. So it's just a different level of scum, and I did not want to deal with that with these cards. So meeting in person, you know that they're a diehard. Maybe they are a reseller. Maybe they're going to send them off to go get graded and double their money. Like, that's fine. I'll be a middleman all day long for an item like this. So you guys, I sold all 6 of them. 5 were sealed with the cardboard. 1 was sealed, but the cardboard came off, like the plastic thing that went over it just detached. I don't know if it just like melted off or what, but it came detached. The sticky stuff did not last for 30 years or however long. Yeah, that's almost 30 years. Wow, we're getting old. Okay, so they sold for $5,400. You guys, $5,400. He paid cash. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't something that can be returned or change their mind or whatever scummy stuff happens out in the Pokemon world. but $5,400. You guys, I was shaking when this was getting arranged. I was nervous. I'm like, okay, am I gonna get like just mugged and attacked, and he's gonna steal my cards and take my car and leave me on the side of the road? I don't know. Like, that's where my mind goes. But everything went great. Definitely a collector, and maybe he'll go off and resell them. But like I said, $5,400. What he does with them is his business. Like, I don't think I left that much money on the table, because when I was looking them up on eBay, without getting graded, they were ranging from about 500 to 800. So I originally put them on eBay for just over 1,000 a piece. Some were 1,200, some were 1,300. The open one, I think I had at 700. So I left some room to give somebody a deal. So when I took them for $5,400, that still ended up being, I mathed it, it was like 900 and something per deck. So, like, even if I said 1,000 for the open or the sealed decks and then 400 for the open deck, that's still like, oh my gosh, you guys. I paid $200 for this entire collection, and in 24 hours made $5,400. Like, it's just no fees, no worry about shipping, no worry about the scammers. Like, it's done. I got my money, to the bank I go, and done. Well, I'm blown away. So, all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, and you are just as blown away as I am, I'd love to hear some of your favorite flips, or your best flips that you've ever had as a reseller, because I think it was those binoculars. If you followed me for a while, I had these fancy binoculars that sold for over $2,000, and that was my best sale of a lifetime. Like, it just keeps going up. I had 1,000 once, and then I had the I think it was 2,500 for those binoculars, and then now $5,400. Like, how do you beat that? All right, you guys. So, thumbs up. Tell YouTube you liked it. You know the drill. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any future reselling videos. I'll be getting back into the sales and recording them. So, as the sales are picking up, I'll do more of them, and I'll try and remember to remove that little cable that went across the front, like my last video. But luckily, a few of you just got used to it and it didn't bother you. But next time, I'll make sure that doesn't happen. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.